He says, verse 4, neither filthiness nor foolish talking nor coarse jesting, which are not fitting, but rather thanksgiving. So he's saying, not only should these things not be what's your reputation, but neither should filthiness nor foolish talking or coarse jesting, which are not fitting. So what are those things? Well, foolish talking in the Greek has a lot of a context of buffoonery. I don't know what the right word is to explain. Looking like a fool, being like a joke almost. He says, often in the context of boasting. In other words, you talk big and then you look like a buffoon when it doesn't come out. He said, stop talking so big. There's nothing big about you. You're supposed to be a humble servant. And so this foolish talking has a lot of the context of it boastful. We're coming into the season where people will be posting all kinds of things about Christmas. And you'll see a lot of quote-unquote believers absolutely mocking and attacking anybody that would consider anything to do with that. Now, I will absolutely state for the record that there's nothing appropriate about celebrating that. However, there's also nothing appropriate about you attacking and mocking those that do. Because that's where they are. And that's kind of this foolish talk, I think, that's going on here in verse 2. Because now you're saying how great and wonderful and smart you are and how dumb everybody else is. Because you'll see people posting, what's wrong with you, you dumb, stupid Christians, blah, 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 blah. Wait a minute, you were them 5 minutes ago. Don't do that. Because they're not dumb and stupid. If anything, you're acting dumb and stupid by attacking them that way because you know that's not the reason they're there. They're there because Abba has not opened their eyes and ears just like you were before you understood it. So don't attack them as being dumb, unless you want to say that you were just as dumb. But you couldn't see it just like they can't see it. And so that to me is part of what it's talking about here, foolish talking, buffoonery, often in the context of boasting. There's also here in the same idea, this coarse jesting. Coarse jesting. So what is coarse jesting? It's often the context here is having a quick comeback. You know people like that no matter what you say, they got a quick comeback and they're got a little zinger for you, right? They're going to roast you and give you a quick zinger. He's saying, don't do that. He says, it's often this kind of a quick response that is either vulgar or causes harm or shame or embarrassment. Oh, but we're so proud of ourselves of how quick we are. Oh, I got that quick, sharp comeback, boy, and I'll tell you what, I used to be about the quickest around. That's nothing to brag about, though. Because you know what I did? I either said something vulgar, or I hurt somebody's feelings, or I embarrassed them, or I shamed them, or did something else. So that's something to be proud of? To mock somebody in some way? Because that's what coarse jesting is about. Coarse jesting is in some way causing harm, shame, or embarrassment in your fun. You want to make coarse jesting? Do it on yourself. Make fun of yourself. Don't make fun of anybody else. And actually, you shouldn't do that either, but you understand what I'm saying. Shouldn't even make fun of yourself. So he's talking about coarse jesting. He said, these are not fitting, but rather give thanks. He says, but rather give thanks. See, we have a big problem with appreciation. We talked about that during the prayer time a little bit. We really have a problem appreciating what we have and where we are and where we get to live and the things that we get to enjoy. And so appreciate what you have instead of mocking others who don't have. No foolish talk, no coarse jesting. Verse 5, for this you know that no one who whores, nor an unclean one, nor one greedy of gain, who is an idolater, has any inheritance in the reign of Messiah and Elohim. Wow. No one who whores or unclean one or greedy of gain or an idolater has any inheritance in the kingdom. So you want to be careful of the things that you say and the things that you do, because it may cost you your inheritance. Not because I say so, not because even Shaul said so, just because it's true. Because what's going on? In the biggest picture of them all, what's going on? The creator of the universe is watching you to decide whether or not he wants to live with you forever. And I don't think he wants to live with people that are filthy and foolish talking and coarse jesting and doing. Do you want to live in a forever with people like that? Oh, but you don't mind it when you do it. You only mind it when they do it. Oh, I used to love that the best. That was the thing that really got me the best is that, as a teenager going into college, I was one of those guys that, boy, I could zing you right back as fast as lightning. But you know what? There were people that would zing me first, and if I gave them one back, oh, they would get so mad. Because most people, as the old saying goes, they can dish it out, but they can't take it. But you know what? You shouldn't have to take it, and you shouldn't be dishing it out. Why should we have to deal with that? Because some of you would, we have this double standard. This is part of the hypocrisy that's in the heart, is that we all think I should be able to do it, but you can't. We're not thinking that consciously, but we do. But then when somebody does what we do, we get all upset. Wow, can you believe so-and-so did blah, blah, blah? And I say, why does that bother you? I watch you do that every day. And then they look at me like, how dare you? Well, no, how dare you get all upset because somebody does something to you that you do to everybody else too? But that's our thing. We have we live a life of double standard. Heart issue. I can do it, but you can't. You should let me do whatever I want, but I'm not going to let you do whatever you want. We see this playing out all the time. It's part of that heart issue. The heart is all messed up. We can't make correct decisions.